Son of a bitch. She'd pulled it off again. Gabriel Ryan surveyed the crowded scene at Eternal Eros, amazed by the transformation of his club. Tonight, it was decorated for the Feast of May Day, with May Day poles stationed throughout the club. Great wreaths and streamers bursting with colorful flowers were draped along balconies and overhead, transforming the black floors and walls into something bordering on ethereal. The patrons in attendance were fully invested, dressed in all manner of costumes from elegant to bawdy, with the added touch of masks shielding their real personas, allowing them to transform themselves for the Masquerade ball. In a few short months, his event coordinator, Sophia, had taken his club from great to the creme de la creme of nightclubs in Denver, catapulting it into the top hotspot in the city. His bank account wept with joy. There wasn't much Gabe relished more than adding to his company's sizable funds, the exception being finding a sub for the night and losing himself in the pleasures of the flesh. Not that there had been much of that lately. There always seemed to be one task or another vying for his attention. Eternal Eros was one of many companies under the umbrella of RMD Industries, his family's conglomerate enterprise that was the parent company for a plethora of businesses, including this club. Thinking of his event coordinator, he smiled. The ballsy woman was half his size, smart as a whip, immensely creative, and didn't back away from a fight. Not to mention, she was a stunning beauty, with one of the purest souls he had ever met. It really was a shame she worked for him, because she stirred him with her direct gaze and take-no-prisoners attitude. But since she did, she was in the off-limits category. Gabe prided himself on his control. It was part and parcel of being a master. In his opinion, a dom who couldn't manage his lust and baser instincts was a piss-poor excuse for a dominant. It was why he followed a set of self-imposed rules he had established years ago. Rule number 1, he didn't fuck his employees. Ever. Mixing business with pleasure was simply bad business. Rule number 2, no falling in love. Gabe kept his heart to himself, no matter the scene or the submissive. Nothing good ever came from allowing your emotions to get in the way. It was why he kept his interactions with the opposite sex to the club or the private playroom in his penthouse. But he never allowed the women to spend the night and didn't permit them anywhere near his bedroom. And rule number 3, never lose control. A master who couldn't control himself and his responses in all things was a sad excuse for a dom. After a turn around the first floor of Eternal Eros, Gabe was pleased at how smoothly the event was functioning, as he noted more of the decorative touches. He shook his head at the elaborate costumes on display, at the female bounty in skin-tight dresses, and the masks covering all the faces, including his own, adding an air of mystery to the sold-out event. When he was satisfied by his perusal and reassured the managers in charge of Eternal Eros had the event well in hand, he strode to the elevator to head down to the Eros pit. Clapping Jimmy the bouncer on the shoulder as he passed, Gabe said, "Big crowd tonight." "That it is, boss." Jimmy nodded his head. His face resembled that of a bulldog. His beefy chest and arms strained the confines of his black shirt with the club logo. "Don't have too much fun," Gabe teased. Jimmy smiled and wiggled his brows. "Maybe only with 1 or 2 tonight." Gabe chuckled and nodded. "That's the spirit."